Hi, and welcome to this series of trainings that we will be having. My name is Angie Peña, and today we're going to go over reading strategies. This quick training is meant to help you gain ideas of activities that you can do in your small groups. So, welcome, and I hope you like it. If you have questions, please don't hesitate in sending me some messages, and I will be happy to answer them to you. So, moving on. This is okay, so all this came from this amazing author, very well known in education lately. Her name is Jennifer Serravallo. She's the author of the New York Times bestseller, The Reading Strategies book, which is this one right here. She's also author of several Heinemann books, teaching reading in small groups, conferring with readers, the literacy teachers, playbook grades K to 2 and 3 to 6, and is also author of the on-demand course, teaching reading in small groups, matching methods and purposes, and many other books that are already available. She started in education as a teacher in New York City. Then she joined the Teacher College Reading and Writing Project. Through Teacher College, she was an independent consultant helping teachers to create literacy classrooms where students are engaged in instruction, and it's also this instruction meaningfully individualized. And has been a graduate and undergraduate professor across the US. So she provides to us a very interesting way to see or to understand what a strategy is. So strategy is a how-to. It's a series of actionable steps. For example, a recipe, directions, instructions. So I want you to observe how this person ties his shoelaces. And then we see that his shoelace is totally tied. And let's observe this one. And if you notice, it's absolutely different from the first one. So basically, what we just observed is that the end was to be able to tie our shoelace, but they both use different strategies. One probably used the standard shoelace knot. The other one probably used the two-loop shoelace knot. And there are many others like the shoemaker knot, etc. So the strategy, if you observed, were two different ones, but the purpose was only one, which was to tie a shoelace. So, going more in detail of what a strategy is, again, is a step by step and is meant to help break down the work of the skill, something to outgrow. So, we should care about the skill and we should ask ourselves, is the student able to infer, for example, the character's feelings, or is the student reading fluently? So these are just a couple of examples of skills that readers should have that probably we could ask ourselves. Okay, so if we teach reading, we should also understand who we are as readers. And a way to develop strategies, we should spy on ourselves as readers. So I came up with a very nice activity that I hope we can, that I hope helps reinforce our understanding of strategies. So what I would like you to do is to think about a theme or lesson that you can learn from the story. You will write it down, and there may be more than one lesson. So do not worry, this is not meant to have a right or wrong answer. So the skill that we will be working on is the theme, okay? So that's why it's right here. And you guys are going to figure out that probably we each is going to come out with a different one. I will probably name them later. So let's see. So here you will have passage. It's called After the Error. And the author is Jerry Spinelli. So feel free to stop the video so you can read it. All right, so now we are going to reflect on our process. Please take your time to write down what the theme is for you, what you think is the theme, and take out some time to write how did you get that theme. So for you to figure out or to answer these two questions, you need to think of what did I pay attention to? What question did I ask myself? You should also consider what parts did I think about? What work did I do as a reader in order to come out with this theme? Okay, so after pausing the video, you can analyze your answers. So I am sure that you didn't think that the theme was that this is a story about when you miss a ball, you need to put the glove closer to the ground, or that you should make sure you turn around and chase the ball. Like that wasn't probably what you did, because that is not what a theme is. So you thought about the whole text and thought of a lesson in general. For example, you probably thought about prior experiences with situations like that, or you probably looked closely at the end of the story. You pay attention to the character's feelings and put yourself in her situation, and this is a way to create empathy. You also probably took the manager's advice to use it, or you probably anticipated versus what happened, so you figure out what happened before, and before actually the problem was solved. Or maybe you use the problem solution strategy, or you probably but maybe you grasp the theme during the moment when the character learned a lesson and when you learned the lesson. So likewise, we just did, and likewise I just mentioned, happens to students. So we should offer them with a repertoire of strategies, and some might work with some students and some might work with other students. So I mentioned 7 different strategies that help us figure out the theme. So this is just like tying our shoelace. So here we can find a visual of what a skill is. So for getting a skill, we can take different strategies. And the way we get to the skill is gonna be different. And it depends from student to student. So this is an example that shows us that actually we will get to the same skill, but the path that we take might be different. All right, so here we can observe, and I'm gonna explain to you what you are seeing right now in front of you. So right here is what is not a strategy, and right here it is what it is a strategy. So you will understand, or you will see or observe how descriptive and strategy is, and how easy it is to understand for students when we tell them exactly what to do. So if we tell a student a non-strategy, read smooth, well, we're not really telling anything, because the student doesn't know how to read smooth. And we are seeing that, right? But what if we say, instead of reading word by word, try to scoop up a couple of words at a time. Read all the words in one scoop, in one breath. But if we also tell a student chunky monkey, well, we're not also telling anything again. So what if we just say, cover the trick word, slide your finger to reveal part. Say it, reveal another, say it, put the whole word together. Perfect. Or what if we say, synthesize? Well, that's really a hard exercise to do, right? But what if we say, Read the paragraphs looking for repeated words. Say back all the facts with the same repeated word. Think, what do all these sentences have in common? And then state the main idea. So again, the purpose of a strategy is to be as descriptive as possible. So the more descriptive we are, the more helpful we will be with our students. So once we know the skill and the strategy, what we could do is to figure out a way to assess those goals. And when we assess those goals, then we can provide the students feedback. So we can tell the student, okay, you know what? I noticed that we need to work on fluency, and I will show you a strategy. So that would be a very positive way to tell the student that this is something I noticed, and this is how I will help you. Get through that skill. So this is the hierarchy that Jennifer Serravallo proposes to us, and it is the level, or those are the skills that students have as readers. So we will begin in emergent reading, and we are going to go all the way down as time goes by, depending on the need. And this could be also goals. So if my student, for example, let's check this one, emergent engagement, sorry. So if we have a student that doesn't seem to enjoy reading, that doesn't seem to be on task, that flips the pages and only checks pictures but doesn't check the print work, or is just not engaged, or has not stamina, well, probably a goal or a skill for this student would be to work on engagement. So we can find in the book, and I will be happy to share the book if you want, please let me know, strategies for helping the student in engagement. So we'll find different strategies that will fit exactly to the need of the student. And once we work on those, we can either move on to another goal or keep working on another strategy. So let me show you this, how this hierarchy works. So it begins from basic skills, and it goes or scaffolds other skills. So we start in emergent reading, then we go to engagement, then we go to print work. Fluency and comprehension is divided into two sections. The first section is fiction, and the second section is nonfiction. So for fiction readers, we have these goals. For nonfiction readers, we have these goals. So depending on what the need of the student we can determine which goal to pick, and then which strategy to work on. So I really hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Please let me know if you have questions. I'll be really happy. This is a topic that has become very important to me, and I'm here to help. Thank you so much, and I will see you around.